Great day, parents and scholars. We'll continue to work on area and perimeter, and embedded in that, of course, is our multiplication. So one thing we want to remember is our formulas that we've been talking about. And the formula for area, that is length times width. And the formula for perimeter equals side plus side plus side plus side, or perimeter equals length plus width plus width. Okay? So in other words, perimeter is the outside. You're adding up all four sides to find the perimeter. Area is what's covered on the inside of a shape or a figure. So we're going to start with number 1 on homework. And it says, and the first thing I want to encourage them not just write numbers, to actually draw out the shape. Are they talking about a rectangle or are they talking about a square? It's going to be one of the two. Okay? So Tina has a floor carpet in her kitchen that is 6 feet long and has an area of 30. How wide is Tina's floor carpet? Okay? So the area is 30. The area always goes on the inside. And that'll be square feet. So 30 square feet. And then it says it's 6 feet long, so the length, the long side is 6. So if the top is 6, that means the bottom is 6 because they're congruent. So we want to know how wide. Basically, we need to know what the sides are. Okay? So the first thing we want to do, remember perimeter is when you add all the sides up. Okay? So I have 6 plus 6, and I know that is 12. And I have my area is 30. So we know area is length times width. So that means it's a top and a bottom, top or a bottom, times the side. So we have 6 here. We're trying to figure out what number times 6 is going to give us 30. Okay? And we already know that 6 times 5 gives us 30. So that lets us know that this here has to be a 5. Because remember, area is length times width. It's a long side times a short side. So it's 6 times 5, and that gives us that 30. Okay? So that's how we know that, because our area is 30. So we know if this side is 5 on a rectangle, the opposite side is congruent, it also must be 5. Okay? And so our answer would be C5. Would be C5. Okay? I'm looking for my eraser. Okay, so now we're going to go to another one. I want to go to let's look at number 3. 3 says the perimeter of a square room is 1,000 feet. If the width is 250 feet, what is the length? Okay, so it says the perimeter of a square room. It told us the shape. It's a square room. So we know all sides on the square are congruent. That means they're equal or they're the same. So the perimeter is 1,000. So once I add up the length, the top and the bottom, and the side, is going to equal 1,000. It says if the width is 250, so if the short side, which would be the same, all of them congruent. So if one side is 250 feet, the opposite side we know is 250 feet. And we also know that the characteristics we've been talking about of a square are all squares, the lines are congruent. It's 4 congruent lines. So that means each side is 250 feet. Because a square, all sides are the same length. Okay? And so it says, what is the length? The length is 250. Now, we still want to make sure that we add it up and we get 1,000. Okay? So you can do 250 4 times. That's one option. But I strongly suggest multiplying that, because that's what we're doing now. And we want to kind of move away from the adding when we can multiply. And there are 4 250s. So 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 5 is 20. I put my 0 here. My plus 2 goes in the 100 spot. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 plus 2 is 10. I get that 1,000. That's how I know I'm right. Because when I add up all the sides, which is the perimeter, it gives me 1,000 like it said in the problem. So the answer would be 250. The length would be 250. Okay. So let me erase this here. And so that was most of the homework that some of our kids got. Now some kids, some scholars also got some multiplication review. Okay? And this says there, I want to do, excuse me, on this one, number 3. And I also want to, well, we'll just do number 3. Number 3 says, Miss Brown has 13 bags with 15 pieces of candy inside each bag. How many total pieces of candy is there?